Hello, this is Kelly with Indiana Inker Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to create some pages in my memory planner. So my memory planner I created with just some covers that I had on hand. I ordered some dividers from Kelva Plan, and I ordered filler paper from Live Love Posh. So that's how I am doing my memory planner this year, because I didn't find a layout that really worked for me. So we have 3 different days that I need to do a sheet for. So this was my last one on June 20th, was my one of my younger grandson's last game of his baseball season. So I don't get too elaborate with them, but I do have fun. So we have pictures from a ball game for my 2 older grandsons. They're on the same team. So we have a spread or a page to do for that. It may end up being a double page since I've got so many pictures. And then had another game where just one of the grandsons were there. The other one was out of town. And then I had an evening with my youngest grandson. He comes and spends every other Tuesday evening with me. So let's see how we want to lay these out. I'll probably trim some of them up since we've got so many. Just trim them up a little bit more. And for my photos, I use an app called Photo Grid. And I create my collages and save them to my phone and then upload them to Walgreens. I know that's not convenient for everyone, but that's what works for me. Walgreens is on my way home from work. I've tried printing them at home, but just wasn't happy with the results. So that's why I choose to just do Walgreens, and they usually have coupons in the app. I thought I had already trimmed these down pretty much, because I like to trim off some of the extras so you have more of what you're actually looking at than just dead space. So one grandson is a catcher, the other one is a pitcher. So they've not had a whole lot of games this year, because they had to play on the high school diamond for Little League, and they had to wait until after June 1st to be able to use that diamond. And now a lot of and by that time the other schools' teams had already filled their calendar, and then their seasons were over at the end of June. So the organizer is having trouble finding teams for them to play. So I'm not sure if their season is over now, because he was still trying to find some teams for them to play. Okay, so that's a little better. Get my trash off the table. Okay, so I think we're probably going to have to do a double spread for this game, or at least a spread and a half. So let's see, that's on my older one. And my younger grandson, the pitcher's little brother, he was, okay, so it seems I have more of my older grandson than I do the younger one. Let's put one on that side and one on this side. I guess I'm only one picture short of for the other one. Okay. So we'll do that. And then we'll put him down here since he was just hanging out at the ballpark, watching his brother play. Okay. So I've got a lot of my sports stickers in this book that I did. And some of these stickers are in my shop, some I've just created for me. So I do have these baseball strips that I could put either on the top or the bottom because I only have 3 printed. And then I've got some bats. And I've got some baseball quotes that we can use. And then maybe let's put the baseballs along the bottom. And then let's put red and white washi across the top. Let's see, do we want the stripes or the grid? I think I want the stripes. Let's put that on the top. And this washi is from Live Love Posh. She just had a huge washi release. I only ordered 1 box. And there's another box now, after watching Love to Plan with Jess, that I wish I would have ordered. So if she adds anything else to her shop that I might want, I'll have to grab those if they're still available. I don't like just ordering one thing and paying shipping. So we'll have to wait. And it's the whiter washi's, and I usually don't use the whiter washi's, but grid washi is my favorite. So you can always tear it so that it's not so wide. Like for my memory pages, especially on the weeks or the days or weeks, however I'm doing it, that I don't have a lot of pictures, the whiter washi would be fine. Okay, so now let's turn these back around. And then we'll put the baseball sticker strips along the bottom, and these are in my shop. And I also have smaller ones that are about half this size. These are a little over 7 inches long. The other ones I believe are either 3 or 4 inches long. And I'll use those sometimes if the boys had a game 2 days in a row, then I'll put those in between the 2 games. There we go. This one, I'm gonna have to trim the bottom off on that one. Okay, so we'll do that after I get the pictures down. So let's see. Let's put so we've got the boys' names. So I want to be sure to put those on there. I'll probably put those on the top. And I believe this was June 24th. I know I have it on the back of one of these. Yep, 6/24. So So I want to make sure I put the date on here as well. And I want to get better about writing down things about the game, like if they got a good hit, if they made a good catch, if who all came to see them, but I didn't do that. So I need to get better about doing that though. Okay, so let's put these down here and then we will add some deco and some quotes. And this is my memory planner, but I also have a memory planner for each one of the kids. And so I will do these for them as well. So when I order my pictures, I order some for me and some for them. And then I have little photo albums, because sometimes I'll end up with some extra pictures. And so I've got little photo albums I bought from Dollar Tree. I've got these in several different categories, but I also have one for each one of the grandkids that I decorated. And these are just photo albums from Dollar Tree. And then I have the year stickers on the pages, and then I just put any leftover pictures that I have, I just stick them down in there and make sure I have the date on the back for them. I believe I showed them in the video that I did a few weeks ago on ways to use your stickers. I believe I showed those in that video. Either that or might be ways to store your stickers, or it could have been in both. But I think it was in the way to use your stickers because I decorated the fronts of those. So we will do these 3 pages and then we'll do the cover page for July for my memory planner in this video, as long as it doesn't get too long. I didn't get this down the way I had planned. It was not supposed to be off the bottom. So we got that all trimmed up. Okay, so now let's get his down. So I'm going to put him there. So I had 4 of my 6 grandkids playing baseball, softball this year. My oldest is 19, so she's not playing anymore, and she didn't play the last several years. She played in Little League when she was younger, but she didn't play once she got older. And then my youngest grandson, he is not all about it at all. He played for a couple of years, and he played fall ball one year, and he just did not care for it. So luckily they didn't sign him up this year. He's more of an indoor kid, which is funny because his daddy is definitely an outdoor guy. But he would rather be inside building, whether it is with those Lego Duplos or if it's the magnetic tiles. I don't know if he has any Lincoln Logs or not, but if so, he would probably build with those too. He just wants to be building something. Usually buildings, but not always. Okay, so now we've got that. So let's trim this up. I did a little better on this one as far as not getting it off the bottom too bad. Okay. All right, so we have a good start. So let's put, I did pull out several of Mojo's boxes. So let's do black boxes. And let's see if the boys' names will fit. Yep, that'll fit in there. That in there. There. Okay, so do I want to, I think I want to center it. Let's do that. They're both actually playing really well this year. As a team, the team's not doing really well, but individually, they're both doing really well. They've not had a lot of chance to practice, and I think several of the players, it's their first year to play. So when you have that, it's always kind of rough. And they weren't able to use the high school diamond to practice because the high school team was using it for practice, and was just a whole thing, I guess. Okay, so then we've got these bats. I do want to put a box here for him though. So let's we'll put that there for him. Okay, so now let's put, we've got the bats. Let's see, where do we want to put those? Let's put, I'm not sure if I added the sheet of bats to one of the baseball listings or not. If not, and you're interested in those, let me know, and I can definitely get those added. Okay, so let's just add some quotes. I can do that. Take his the other direction. Do that. And let's see what. there. And then I also want to put the date on. So we'll just use dates from my shop. If you've watched very many of my videos, I just used a mini Happy Planner cover and discs that I had on hand, and these are punchable monthly sheets from my shop. There's the months, the days of the week, numbers, and a few other options. So just search punchable in the shop and they will populate. I'm not even sure what team they played. Their season has not been very organized this year. So next year I need to do better about taking notes so that a couple of my grandsons may be moving to another state. So if that happens, then I may only have 2 playing next year. If my granddaughter plays, she will be a senior this year, so I'm not sure if she's going to play on the softball team or not. Won't know until next spring. Okay, so what do we want to put there? Because I've got, let's see what else I have in here. Those are my basketball. Here's some of my baseball. Oh, these are their numbers. So that's his. So we can do put that there. And do I have room to put Colton's? Put that there. Let's see what else we've got. Here's some of them. I don't really have any room to put a baseball with his, but I do with his, so we'll put a baseball there next to his bat. And then we're into golf stickers. I was going to put a large baseball sticker there, but I don't have any of them in here. So they must be in my other. They're the smaller baseball sticker strips. So search baseball and all of these baseball stickers will populate. Okay, let's look at my sports book and see. There's the baseballs that I wanted. I could have used, oh, nope, I don't have 24. But I do have baseball date covers as well. So I have several sports options stickers in the shop. There's a sports section in the shop, or you can just search sports and they will all populate. Okay, so I think we are done with those. So those turned out pretty well. Okay, so we're done with that page. So put that over there. So now we will do, and this is just my younger of the two. So do those. This is a really nice day. See if we do something something different. Okay, I went and printed some background papers. So these are available in my shop. So we've got the 2 glitters. Then we've got the one that says baseball, and then the one with baseballs. And there's 2 other sheets as well. And they all come in a set. So what I was thinking was this one and this one. Ooh, I kind of like that one really well too. Okay, we'll do these. So I'll take his pictures off for right this minute. Let's see, when was this? This was 6:30. I can trim these up some more. So let me see, because I might be able to get both of these on one page. All right. There's my little guy that likes to build. Build, build, build. So we're kind of thinking he may end up being an architect. But of course he's only 5. So way too early to tell. Okay. So now let's see if we can, so I may be able to, can probably trim Bentley's up some more as well. But I have a lot of fun doing my memory planner. Sometimes I get more creative than I do other times. But it's like with the boys' baseball, it's like you start running out of ideas when you have so many games in one season between all of them. But at least the 2 older boys are on the same team again this year. They were on different teams last year. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, we can get both of these on one page. And if you prefer all your pictures to be the same size, that app has layouts for that as well. Yeah, he got tuckered out before his daddy got back here to pick him up. Okay, so what I had planned on doing, which I will still do, is we're going to tear this. And we'll put it across the top. So put this along the top. And I'll trim that off once we get the pictures laid down. And then we will do the same thing with this and put it on the bottom. And I have the rounded corners on these so that it's easier to use in the in like the dot grid bound journals. And we'll leave room to put a box there. We'll put the date there. We'll put the date there. Okay, so I think that works. So we'll get these adhered down, and then I will trim the top and the bottom borders off. And this is just Tombow permanent adhesive. I believe there's a link for it down in my description. I order them from Amazon. Sometimes I order them 3 at a time, and sometimes I think it's 9 in a box that I order. They still come in packages of 3, but you get 3 packages of 3 in the box. And I believe they have options for 24, or 12 and 24 maybe. They have, although I use Bic whiteout, their whiteout is, or correction tape is really good too. And I can't remember what this is. This is called, my camera's gonna shake. Oh, it's a gum eraser. That's what it is. It's also linked in my description. I love this thing. It helps to get adhesive off. Well, not get it off of your pictures if you happen to get it on the front of your pictures, though. I've not found anything that gets that off. And I'm not very good at cutting my pictures straight either. I have good intentions, but okay. So now let's get these trimmed. And these are non-stick scissors that I also got from Amazon, and I believe they are linked in the description as well. And my smaller non-stick scissors I got from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they still have them or not. I've had them for years. The Paper Studio. So while I'm thinking about it, we will punch. And this is a We Are Memory Keepers punch. They have them on Amazon. I believe I got this as a gift, and I believe they picked it up at Michael's. They are kind of expensive though. So if you put it in your Amazon cart and just kind of watch it, you might be able to get a deal on it. So I think it was like around $30 or $35, but I use it a lot. And if you're using Happy Planner paper, then you don't have to clean those up, but I'm using Live Love Posh paper, and her stems aren't as long as Happy Planners. And that punch is designed for the Happy Planner mushroom. But it still does fine on Live Love Posh. You just have to clean it up a little bit sometimes. Let's see if we have a red box. Or no, maybe a royal blue box is what and I think I have used them all out of this. So, let's see if I have some in this one. Here we go. I don't know that will fit there. put it over the top of that. Okay, where did, let's put sticker there for with his name. And we'll do that. Then let's use that away. Then let's use one of the smaller baseball borders to divide right there. And then we'll use my date stickers. And since this is in the June section, we can just put the date. I know I put June on the other side, but let's see. 25 and 30. Okay. Now I don't think I have any quotes small enough to go there, but we can look real quick. Yeah, that really didn't fit there. We'll just put it right there. Okay. So we are done with that one. I will journal in that later. So we have all of those done. So now let's do our July cover sheet. Show you. So this is June's, just to give you a little bit of an idea. And May. So I do them a little bit different each month. Oh, that was Ashlyn's. So maybe I didn't do, I did that upside down. So I guess I didn't do a, I'll have to go back and do an April. Because I was keeping all of her softball games together, and I think I forgot that that's what I was doing, and so her baseball or her softball games are spread out throughout the month. So go figure. So I do need to make an April cover sheet. But there's my March, February. These are in my shop. I think those are so cute. And January. Those are in my shop as well. The snowmen, the snowballs, and the January. Oh, no, the January, that came from one of Kelly Plan's sticker books, individual letters, one of her Alpha Basics. Same way with those. That's her decorative alpha book. Then I'll have to create that one. This is in my shop. This is Plain Anything Washi. This is scrapbook paper that came in a book from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, one or the other. Michael's maybe. These are Happy Planner stickers, and this came from Craft Penguin Planner. That is from my shop. The sand washi strips are also from my shop. So let's make our June cover page. our July cover page. And I pulled out the Americana Bears collection from my shop for this, along with Alpha Basics Volume 4 from Kell of a Plan. Okay, so let's do, because my thought was to use this little guy down here at the bottom. Let's do the navy blue washi. We'll put it at the top, and then we'll put July in the middle, and then just kind of scatter the stars around. Do I want to put any washi along the bottom? Let's just put this along the top, and then we'll decide. So I am trying to get back into filming again. So I'm not sure that I will be filming consistently, which is what I know Facebook or YouTube prefers. Let's put this along the bottom. But my life isn't consistent, so it's hard for me to film consistently. But I do have a throwback series on Thursdays where I'm flipping through some of my older planners, my back planners, my memory planners. So those will be on Thursdays. And I had several of the quick sticker book flip throughs on my channel, and I had gotten to where I wasn't filming. And so a lot of my new sticker books, I didn't film the quick flip throughs. And so I don't really talk through the flip throughs. The later ones I did let you know whether they were paper or clear stickers, if there were multiples, if there were both in the sticker book. But outside of that, it's mostly just me flipping pages. So I'm not reading the quotes and all of that. That drives me nuts. I don't need all the commentation when they're flipping through sticker books. So I do have several of those going up. I've got, because I had several sticker books that I either hadn't used or I had duplicates of. So I I was able to film those. So I do have several that are going up on my channel. So I'm just posting 2 every other day until I'm caught up. So I think around the first week of August, I get caught up. So, and then there should be close to 200. And there's a playlist just for the quick through flip throughs. And then there's also a playlist for Mojo, for Kell of a Plan, Live Love Posh, if you want to just follow those playlists. So I think I decided on the red that I want to use for July. So let's pull these out. I was wanting bigger letters, but this was as big as I had, and I didn't want to go make any. So let's this and kind of angle them a little bit. I always think that's kind of fun, rather than just having them in a straight line. Okay, so that's cute. So let's just scatter some of these hearts around. These I usually keep pretty simple. Do we want to do, no, we've already got the balloons there, so I don't want to put any more balloons. So I guess we won't put anything else next to him. We'll just leave him like that, but we'll scatter these stars around. My square stickers always know when you're filming, because that's when they decide they want to be cantankerous and not come off the page. Okay, so do we want to just put the stars up there? Or do we want, or should we bring them on down? And I was filming earlier and had a deer outside my window. You would think that I lived in the country. I've lived here for 5.5 years, and I have had, besides rabbits and squirrels, I saw my first chipmunk the other day here. A mama bunny brought her babies up on July 4th, and one of the little guys kept coming and looking up in my front door, because I've got a full glass front door. And he'd hop away, and then he'd come back, and he'd look back in the door again. He was so cute. Okay, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And I've had fox that hung out in my backyard for off and on for probably a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks maybe. It was a while. And I saw a couple coyotes one day, which I wasn't too excited about that. I have a bird's nest with baby birds on the back of my house right now. So just all kinds of wildlife here. So anyway, that is my July cover. So I think we are caught up now. I'll have to go back and do my April one. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.